Okay, we have completed exception landing, but we'll see some very famous interview questions and SCJP questions where they'll be asked generally in interviews. Okay, see some of the interview questions what you will face are, this is one question, see this. Class demo, you'll be having the main method. Okay, they'll say like SOP begin main. Okay, then you will have something called as a return here, and below that you will be having SOP end main. Can you guess what is the output of this program? There are some of very important interview questions. What happens? Huh? Begin main, correct? Huh? End main, will it not print? First of all, it gives compilation error. Okay, it gives you compilation error. Forget the output. You'll get compilation error because the reason is below return keyword you cannot write any statements. Understood? Fine. Next, I'll remove return. Then I'll write throw new exception. This is valid. So these are some of your interview questions. So again, what happens? Again, you'll get a error, compilation error. Why? Because below throw, you are not supposed to use what? Any statement. Understood? Below throw, you are not supposed to use any statements. Correct? No? Means you have to use it conditionally, if, else and all that. But directly you can't write because this becomes unreachable code. Fine. So this will also give you compilation error. So if I say system.exit, what happens? Program compiles. Okay. Output will happen. Begin main will execute. But end main will not execute. Clear this now? Okay, so these are the three conditions. So fine, it will compile. Now let's take a scenario. See, I want to use return, but I want to print this statement. The requirement is, I want to use return, but I want to print this statement. What is statement? Not only end main, anything it can be. I want to execute that. So what should I do? Put it in try finally now. I'll not catch. Okay, but I'll just say try finally. So finally block guarantees that before the control goes from callee to caller, before the control returns to the caller, all the statements inside the finally of callee method will be executed. All the statements inside the finally of callee. Means who is calling now main method? JVM. So before the control returns from main method to JVM, okay, return will return. From where it will return? From main method it will return to JVM. But it will, before terminating, it will execute and return. So this is these are some of your interview questions. So put in simple words. See this, class demo, PSVM, SOP, begin, main, fine. So I'll put this in try this time. Any statement, I'm just writing here begin main, and I'll say return. After saying return, I'll not catch because there's no exception occurring. But what will I do? I'll use finally, and I'll say what? SOP end main. So definitely, program is going to terminate. Means control will move from callee to caller, but before going it will execute the finally end. This is one of the very famous interview question you will be getting. So don't get confused. Sometimes they'll ask this, or sometimes they'll write what you know. Throw new exception, or sometimes they also write throw new throwable. Anything they can write. See, throw keyword can be used with throwable class and any of its subclass. You cannot use it with which one? Non-subclasses of throwable. Means whatever, any class which is a subclass of throwable, you can use throw keyword. If it is not, you can't use throw. So definitely I can use throw with what? Throwable, exception, throwable, anything. But I cannot use it with what? System, string and all that. So yeah, this is also valid. Okay. But now you'll get a compilation error. Why you'll get a compilation error? Because you're not handling it. Since you're not handling it, you'll get the error. Because it is going to give you compilation error. So that's when you have tried try catch, or you have tried what? Throws. So this is where it comes now. Throws, exception or throwable, both you can write. I'll show you. Are you clear with this now? So you'll see this now output. I'll show you. This is a very famous interview question. Plenty of questions will come here and there. They'll twist and put it to you. But you should know the flow now. What happens? Clear? Shall I clear this? I'll type it and show it for you now. So to understand this program, you better understand this one first. What is the flow you understand? Then automatically when you put try finally, you'll understand here. work in yesterday's same workspace. So I'll ask you to me, all this I'm showing you what are interview questions only today. Either there'll be a CJP question or interview question, definite. I'll work in the same workspace and I'll create a new project. Sorry, not new. I'll create a new class here only. New class interview questions demo. Interview question demo. Yeah? I need main method. Fine. Let's see now. Now see the code. So I'll run the program. Both will execute. There is no issue, time being. Both will execute. By chance, if I put return here, so is it valid to use return keyword in main method? Yes. I can use only return, but I cannot return a value. Understood? I can use return keyword, but I cannot return a value. So return type is void. But it gives me error because below return you can't write any statement. So it gives me compilation error. Why? See there, unreachable code. Very clearly it tells. So I'll comment this. But now fine, no problem. It will execute and it will terminate. It will execute and it will terminate. Main method has complete. Before completing, actually main method is still pending. Before completing only it will terminate. Fine. Is this clear with you now? Okay, fine. Next. I will say this is done. Throw. I'll use the next one. So I'll enable this. So learn like this. You should learn coding like this. In fact, I'm showing you how to code. Throw new exception. Fine. Throw new exception. First is one error. What? Unhandled exception it tells. So either I will write try catch or I will write throws. So I'll write, see here, throws throws valid. But still this is an error. Why? Unreachable code. This is also compilation error. So means if I use return or throw, the below statements will not be executed. In main I'm talking. Yesterday we had learned it in column in other methods. So now we are seeing it in main methods. The output it will jumble up. Don't worry. Begin main and this is done. I can also use something like what? Throwable. So that time what you should do? Throw new throwable. Yes, valid. But again I can't write anything below throwable also. You see this. Now fine. But if I say throw new arithmetic, means these were all checked. But if I say arithmetic, no need of writing what? Throws. Means if you are throwing an unchecked exception, no need of bothering it now. Don't write try catch also, no need of writing throws also. Okay. So I'll write throw new arithmetic exception. Yes, it will compile. But if I write any statements, is there? So you should know how to resolve the errors now. You should know how to resolve the errors. Are you clear? So fine. Anyway, it gives you compilation error. And next, okay. Because it is unreachable code. Are you clear with this now? So under any condition, below throw and return is not getting executed. Okay, let's use which one now? System.exit. You have to pass an int value there. Pass 0. Exit is a method in class system. See, program gets terminated. Now forget method getting terminated. Program only is getting terminated. Fine. So all this is okay. Now my interest is, say I'll use return. But I want this statement to execute. I'll use return. Understood now? But I want that statement to execute. So what will I do now? So that is when try becomes important now. Try. I'll put this in try now. And now I'll put this in finally. Valid. Now the compilation error will go. It will return, but before returning, it will print and return. Very famous interview questions these are. Done. Begin main, and that statement is getting executed. Notice that. Clear? The statement inside finally. Okay. By chance, instead of return, what will I do? I'll write throw new exception. I show exception. So if you write throw new exception, what happens? You have to write throws. Remove the comment. Yeah, now also it will execute, no issue. Understood? So begin main, end main, then the exception is occurring. Exception will occur, it's going, but before going it is doing what? Executing finally and going. Are you clear with this? Begin main, exception has been thrown, but before it leaves the main method, finally it will execute and leave. Clear? Fine, next. These are very famous interview questions, but if I put system.exit there, what happens? Will finally execute. So only thing which can stop the execution in the world is what? Program termination. The only thing which can stop the system.exit is terminating the program. So in interview they'll ask you which way you can terminate finally, or how, in what are the possible ways you can terminate finally, by using system.exit. So see this. Begin main will print, but end main is not getting execute. Finally means program got terminated. Are you clear? Yes, fine. So these are some of the very tricky questions they'll ask you. They'll be using return and finally in main, and they'll be asking you questions. You have seen it in other methods. Which one? M1, M2, there you have understood everything. But if you use it in main, what happens? I'm showing you. Understood? So in M1, M2 and all, if you return, if you throw an exception, no problem. They'll all come to what? The caller. Okay. But we generally don't handle it in the immediate caller. We handle it in the main caller. But be careful when you say return or throw in main method, because that's the starting point of execution. If that terminates, program only will terminate. So M1, M2, other methods get terminated, we are not bothered. But we are definitely bothered when main method is terminated, because main method terminates, program itself is getting terminated. So be careful and see to that your main method is not terminated. Summary of this. Clear? Okay. Now, we'll see some more things. Long back, I had shown you we had done inheritance. Yes or no? In inheritance, you had written some points. If you remember, I don't know whether you remember or not. There are some rules for overriding what we had written. Yeah, this is the one. Overriding rules. So finally, see, what has happened now? Till now what has happened is, everything is okay. But now see, you know how to write a method. It's becoming very important how to write a method. Class hello, okay. You should know what is the return type you'll specify. Yes or no? Simply will not write void. Simply will not write int. The return type will be based on what? Your logic. You can return a user defined type. You can return a primitive type. Anything you can return. So you should know how to specify the return type, because other users will be calling your method. So return type is mandatory. Now again, name is also a very powerful name you have to give. You should not give method names like what? M1, M2. You're already seeing how powerful names Java is giving. So it should be self-explanatory. Understood? Then, in case your method might require what? Parameter list. You should know what are the different parameters to specify. Reason is what? Now you want to write some logic, but for your logic what is required? Values. So what type of values you want to specify there? Understood? So writing a method is an art. Okay. See, writing logic is very easy. It's not a big thing. Following? No, writing logic is big thing, but you should know how to what is the return type, what is the name, what is the parameter, and when you are writing logic here, whether an exception occurs or not, also that also you should focus. If at all an exception occurs, what you should do? Throws. You'll write the exception list. Not one. You can throw many by putting what? Comma. On top of that, you'll make it as what? You'll be having access specifiers. Sometimes you might make this method as static also. If your method is not working on what? Instance variable. If it is not using the instance variable value, you'll make it as static also. So writing a method is an art. So until and unless you understand this full logic, you cannot write logics here. Are you following now? So this is how actually you write logics. So till now you're worried, I want to write a logic, I want to write a logic. Okay, but until and unless you understand the subject like this, how will you write the logic? For you division was a simple logic, but now you can say for doing a simple division also, what all logics will come here? Int x, comma, int y. See this, I want to do division. So how you write the logic now? I want to divide and give the result, yes or no? Now you have to write the logic. How? If values are correct, execute, else stop the execution. Invalid value exception. You can create your own user-defined exception. You can create your own user-defined exception. If correct values, see, try. If correct values, write logic and return. Otherwise, I think try finally is not required here, because I don't want to execute anything desperately. Understood? So it's optional. Okay. So writing try finally is optional, but try. If else, if the value is if, means else means what? Incorrect values. What will you do? Throw new, some user defined exception you will throw. You can write anything. If you'll never throw arithmetic exception and all, you'll be throwing what? User defined exception. So this is how you write it, and that user defined exceptions will be specifying. If at all you want to execute something desperately, then you can put it in finally. This is how you write the logic. Are you clear with this now? So you should be good in writing all this. Now try finally is optional. Only when you want to execute some things desperately, then you go for try finally. Otherwise just write if and else. If value is correct, write else, stop the execution. Clear this now? So a simple division logic also requires this much of coding. Coding is required. It's simply not like saying z is equal to x by y, return z. Yeah? And gradually you'll understand this. We are going to code now. Anyway, we are going to start coding now. More we are going to code, then you'll get the idea about this. Clear? Okay. But now coming to the point, see, supposingly this is on class, and I want to override now. So what are the different rules you follow for overriding? You know that. See, this is how the method looks now. This is how your method looks. When you override, supposingly, I'll change this name to A class now. If this is class A, you know why you override. Why do you override? To add or change logic. Only two reasons. So definitely you'll write class B extends A, because I want to change it. Now, come starting from the beginning. Access specifier should be equal or higher. That you should know now. It can be lesser, but it should be minimum, equal or higher. So that time your access specifier becomes what? Public only. See, when you override, this is what you have to do. Then return type should be same. Method name should be same. Parameter list should be same. But what if your superclass method is throwing an exception? In subclass, what are the possibilities now? Okay, means how will you write now? Throws what? Because you are writing the logic now. Somebody has written this. So what are the possibilities for you to write here? Throws, what all you can do. That's what I am trying to teach you now. Understood? So when you override now, okay, be careful. If your superclass method is throwing an exception, I am talking about the rules what you have to follow in the subclass method. So we are going to study the rules of overridden method if in case your superclass method is throwing an exception. Clear? It's going to be very simple. That's it. So this will complete exception handling and overriding. So overriding is a big topic. Remember now. Okay, overriding is a big topic, and everywhere we are going to do what now? Only overriding. And you override, you take care into all of this concerns now which I told you. Clear? Shall I clear this now? Yes. See here. If the superclass method, now I'll take the first point. If the superclass method is throwing what? See, all rules are there. I'm only talking about the exception part now. The throws part. If the superclass method, if the superclass method is throwing an exception, then the overridden method in the subclass can do any one of the following. What it can do? I'll take the first point. The overridden method can omit the exception. It can leave it off. Because when I'm writing the logic, I'm writing totally different logic. And there possibly that exception might not occur. Yes or no? So we'll see examples for this. So for this, see here, example. The example for the first point, class A, void M1 is there. It throws what? File not found exception, or I'll take IO exception, 1 second. I'll take IO exception. So the superclass method is throwing what? You are writing some logic, and there's a possibility that this method might throw. Understood now? So this is how you have written some logic is there. Understood? Don't worry about logic. Just understand this concept. When we write logic, you'll only understand all this. Clear? So it is throwing what now? Exception. So when I override now, I'm talking about the second point. Just notice, class B extends A. What it can do now? Void M1. Nothing. It omits the exception. This is valid. This is an example for what? First one. Are you following what is the example? You can omit. So I'll show you. I'll code and show you now. Just see this. Yeah, see in the same class, I'll just go on to type. Are you clear? These are interview questions now. Okay, see there only I'll write class A. So I'm getting an error. Can you guess why I'm getting the error? This class has been used somewhere here. Understood now? So I'll change the name of the class to what? You have to give a different name. That's the problem if you write many classes in the same file. Understood? Anyway, just in this small programs, no issue. I'll give a different name. What is the name I have used? X. Now see this. Now the error goes. So you should know how to resolve the errors now. Are you getting it now? Void M1 throws IO exception. Yes. See now, it's throwing an exception. All that is okay. Is there some body? Leave it. Don't worry about logic. This is valid syntax now. Syntax wise it's correct. And it will compile. No issues with that. But fine. See IO exception. What it is? It's a class. And that class is present where? In IO package. So any class which is there in other package, apart from what? Lang, should be explicitly imported. Understood? Anyway, that you forget. Okay, we'll be seeing IO package now. Then you'll understand. Any class which is there in a different package has to be imported explicitly, apart from lang. Leave that point. But class X is throwing what now? IO exception. Now let's see overriding. So class Y extends what? X. See, this is very important from interview point of view. Do not neglect this point. Understand? Whatever I am telling you now, these are very important interview questions for you. You will lose interviews because of this. Which one? The previous program and this program. So notice carefully now. I am overriding. Void M1. SCJP, too many questions will come here. Void M1. I am overriding only now. Am I getting any error? So it is possible to omit the exception. Understood? Omit. Now one more thing. It is OMIT. Omit means leave it. Don't write VOMIT. Vomit. You write like that only. That's why I told you before in hand. Understood? Vomit the exception. Omit it is. Clear? Any questions? So you got this point? Okay. We'll go with the next point now. I'll also change the names here. I had written A and B. I'll change it to what? X and Y. That's it. For you, no issue. You can keep it as A and B only. But if you type, be careful. The class names. Clear? Okay. Next. The second one. The overridden method can throw the same method level exception. Same. Second option. So this is an example for what now? This is an example for second point. What it will do? Throws IO exception. Destroying the same one. Second point. It can do this. So let's see this. How you do. Void M1. See here. THROWS throws IO exception. This is the example for second one. See, it compiles. Sorry. It is compiling now. Fine. So this is valid. Next. We'll go with the third point. Okay. See this third point. It can throw what? any unchecked exception. It can throw any unchecked exception. One is, it can omit it. One, it can throw the same one. The third point I'm going now, it can throw any unchecked. Okay, regardless of whether the superclass throws or not. Whether superclass is throwing an exception or not, the subclass overridden method can throw any unchecked exception. Are you following now? So that's why checked and unchecked become very important now. So let's see the diagram now. Yesterday we saw exception handling. See this. Yeah. So what are the unchecked exceptions here? Arithmetic, null pointer, array index out of bound. So I'll try to throw now. So what I'll throw? Throws. I'll say null point or which one? Null or anything. Throw new array. And in the superclass, look, I'm not throwing. Okay, it is throwing. Still I'm not getting error. I'll comment it. Still I'm not getting error. So you can throw any unchecked exception regardless of whether what the superclass method is throwing an exception or not. Are you clear this? So this is the third point. Are you clear the third point? What is the third point? This is an example for third point now. What? Throws what? I don't have space, I'm just writing it in shortcut. Throws array index out of bound or any unchecked exception. That's your wish. This is an example for third one now. Okay. And see here, if it is throwing IO exception also, I am throwing a different one. Or you remove this, sir. Whether the superclass method throws an exception or not, in the subclass you can throw any unchecked exception. Clear? Okay, that point is clear now. Then the last point. What you cannot. We saw what we can. We can omit it. We can throw the same type. And you can throw any unchecked exception. 3 points over. Now the last one. See, the overriding method cannot throw checked exceptions that are new. New one you can't throw. Or broader. Understood? What you cannot. See this. You cannot throw, see one second. New. Supposingly, this is IO exception. I throw it unchecked, fine. But if I throw something like, which is we'll see the list. SQL exception, example. It's a different one, but it is checked. Unchecked you can throw anything. I'll say what? Throws SQL exception. That's also one more class. See error. You cannot throw a different checked exception. Understood? Or broader. Broader means what? Higher. Lesser I can throw, but not higher. So what is the superclass of IO exception? See in the hierarchy. What is the superclass of IO exception? Exception. I try to throw exception, it gives me error. Are you clear at this point now? Different unchecked exception error. Or if I try to throw what? Exception also error. But if I try to throw subclass checked exception, valid. File not found. It will compile. See that. If it is checked, in the superclass if it is checked, in the subclass I can only write a subclass of it, but not higher or a different checked exception. Higher means superclass or different one completely. I cannot write. So that's why this hierarchy is very, very important. You should know what is what here. When you override now, you should be very careful now. Are you clear this? And we are going to override a lot of methods. When you go on doing, you'll understand all this. Very clearly you start to understand. But these are the rules for overriding. And in the document I clearly written here. See, the overriding method cannot throw checked exceptions that are new or broader than the ones declared by the superclass method. The overriding method can throw what? Narrower or lesser checked exceptions than the overridden method. Clear? And lastly, for example, here I have given the example. See, if a method throws IO exception, your method is throwing what? IO exception in the throws IO exception, then the subclass overridden method can throw what? Cannot throw SQL exception because it is new type of exception, or exception because it is superclass type of IO exception. But it can throw its subclass type, that is file not found exception. Clear these points? So these are the rules for overriding, definitely asked in interview. Okay. And they'll ask too many questions on this. Overriding, overloading, too many questions will come. Understood? It looks simple, but very tricky questions will come. And remember, one small parameter change will lead into what? Overloading. One small parameter change will get into overloading. You know all the rules for overloading. So be careful whether the method is overloaded or overridden. Understood? They'll confuse you like anything. Clear this? Any questions? So this completes what? Overriding, exception handling, all those topics. This topic we are written, see this was the point you wrote. I had given you some document called as rules for method overriding. You have written already these points, but at that time I had not explained to you. So since I have completed exception handling, now I am explaining these points to you now. Are you clear with this? You have written all those points now? Method overriding. So let's see, these are the rules for method. Other rules are there. Other rules are there for method overriding. These rules I have discussed already. What and all. I am only talking about the throws part. So this entire subject makes overriding. So these many points are there for overriding. And for every point I have given an example. Go and check out. So how many examples you see, that better you will start understanding the subject. So all examples are what? Concept based, not output based. Generally overriding, many people will tell what? Void M1 in superclass, void M1 in subclass, overriding over. But overriding itself is such a big subject. So we learned how to do overriding. Now when we start writing projects, there we'll actually start saying, why do you do overriding? Understood? We'll also override. When we are developing projects now in your coding, there will start overriding. So all these rules will be applicable there. So there you should not get these silly errors. Why am I getting this compilation error? What is happening? All that. Clear? Any questions? Any questions? Almost all. Java is getting over now. Yeah, almost all it's over only. Next only a few topics are pending according to you. Which one? Input, output and multi-threading means over Java. But that support comes from what? Library. You are going to do it. And language almost all is completed. Okay. Whatever you are going to learn now is library itself. Input, output is the next subject I am taking. So we learn input, output. I am not saying no. But it is one of the features supported by the library in Java. Understood? Shall I proceed to the next one now? Input, output. Any questions you are having? Any questions? No questions? Fine. You know what is input, output now? What is input, output now? See, many times you remember this. If you are having, this is your program. So you will be getting input from UI or somewhere you will get it. Okay. So any value which enters your program is called as input. That's a value. Your program will get a value. You can code in any language now. C, C++. I'm not telling you this language only. In all applications, this is a common process. What happens? You'll get the input. Okay. The data will be stored. The value will be stored in some data types. You'll process it, and then what will you do? Output. Again, you'll be doing output to some device like console and all that. So this is what is input, output. So let us see what is the support given by Java for doing all this operations. Now till now we are only seeing output, output, output. System.out.prinltn. So now we will see how to do the input also. That was what you are waiting for so long. Yes or no? We will complete that also. So whatever you are waiting for will all get completed. Okay. So almost all Java is getting over now. So language I am telling. Library will continue. Language will get over now. Okay. So library will continue. So now the support for this comes from IO package. The support for all these operations come from what? There is one package called as IO. Java.io package. Okay, so for doing input output operations, you will have so many built-in classes. And those built-in classes are all present in what? IO package. Input, that's how they name it. Now see how they are given good names. So when you give a package name also, it should be very powerful. Okay, see they are organizing neat and clean. Logic inside methods, methods inside classes, classes inside packages. So this is what we'll do. So we'll be using classes present in java.io package, or we sometimes say we use Java IO API. So I'll be using this word extensively now, API, API, API. Okay, so what do you mean by API? Application Programming Interfaces. Full form is very simple. API means Application Programming Interfaces. IO you know, input output. But the real meaning of API, you understand if I put it in reverse order. See this. Okay, I'll go IPA, means for the meaning. Okay, so I stands for set of classes and interfaces. Set of classes and interfaces needed to program an application. Go it in a reverse order, you'll get the exact meaning of it. So I need some set of classes and interfaces to program an application. Okay, fine. But for doing what? Input output. So for everything there will be an API. That's what you have to understand now. Okay, if I want to do input output, there will be an API. If I want to get the database connection, there will be an API. If I want to work with data structures, there will be an API. If I want to write any application, there will be an API. So we'll start using this word rigorously, then you'll understand what is the meaning of API. Understood? So API means actually Application Programming Interface. Are you clear with this? Okay, we'll start seeing the support now. What do you get? So we are moving into the IO package. We had completed lang, remember? Now I'm moving into the IO package. It's all about library now. See, Java.io package is a built-in package provided by Sun. Built-in. So we are not writing any code now. Okay. So this package contains classes which are used for doing what? Input-output operations. Already we have used some things, but we'll have clarity on that subject. Next, all the classes of this package have to be imported into all programs. Why? Any class which is in any other package apart from what? Lang has to be imported. Understood? Only by default java.lang is imported into all your programs. Import java.lang.star will happen in all your programs. But any other class you want to use, it has to be imported. Fine. Now coming to the next topic called as streams. Now see, Java programs perform input-output operation through what? Streams. They perform the operation with the help of streams. Now what is stream? If you have questions. A stream is an abstract layer which is used for what? Transferring data. It's an abstract layer, means unclear layer. You will not know, you will not see it. It's an unclear layer which carries the data. Very clearly I'll tell you okay what it is. Again, one more definition for stream. A stream is a logical connection between a Java program and a device. And finally, a stream is used to read the data from input device, or it is used to write the data to output device. These many points are there for stream. Now see the diagram here very clearly. See, there are various kinds of input devices like keyboard input or file input or network socket. So these are the various devices. From these, till now you are generally in programs and all you are seeing what? Getting the value from keyboard only. Okay, I'll show you how to read from a file also. I'll show you all that will be seeing. So these are the different input devices. So once you get the input, where it will go? It will enter into your program. Okay, so now same way, one second, there is one mistake here. Output stream diagram means this should be reversed. Output stream, see that is input. The arrow mark should be reversed here. That's one problem they have done. I'll just get it rectified. Hello? Output stream ಆ ಕಡೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಳ್ಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡಿ Okay, that arrow mark is to be changed. I'll change it, no problem, because it is showing inside. So in Java, the input stream means you have got the input and output will be happening with the help of streams now. And stream is an abstract layer which carries data. And there are two types of stream now, based on the operation what they perform. Based on the operation what they perform, there are two types of stream. One is called as input stream, and the other one is called as output stream. Now what do you mean by input stream? It's a stream which carries the data from device into the program. Input stream will carry from what? Device into your program. Output stream will carry what? Data from program to the output device. So that's the difference between input stream and output stream. Okay, only that this one diagram will change. Which one? Yeah, this point. Okay, otherwise everything is clear here. The diagram only this one. Fine. So now see here, the input stream is what? It will bring the data from these devices into your program. What will output stream do? It will carry the data from program into your output devices. Fine. Now you are writing a program. So for writing your program to do in Java, what do you use? You use Java IO API present in java.io package. Means you use a set of classes and interfaces present in IO package. Fine. Now again, input stream and output stream can be divided into two parts. Again you can classify it into two parts. Okay. Input stream is of byte stream and character stream. Again output stream is of byte stream and character stream. So there are two classifications. Okay, you have to understand that. Now what will byte stream do? Byte stream will carry the data in the form of bytes, or it will be using ASCII format. It will be using the ASCII, ASCII format. No? Character stream will carry the data in the form of characters, or it uses Unicode format. Understood? So as this byte stream will carry the data in the form of bytes, and it uses ASCII format or 8-bit format. Okay. Character stream will carry the data in the form of Unicode, and it will be representing data in 16-bit characters. We'll be seeing that. Okay, fine. So I'll come back to that point now. So now see how it is classified. Clearly understand? So you can classify streams. Classification of streams can be done in two ways. Based on what? Operations they perform. Okay, so what are they? Input stream and output stream. Done? Okay, again they can be classified based on what? Based on data they carry. Okay, again means it can be byte stream or it can be character stream. So byte stream will carry the data in the form of bytes, character stream will carry it in the form of Unicode. So here byte stream it will carry in bytes or 8 bits, or it uses what? ASCII format, or it uses ASCII format. Okay, here it carries data in the form of characters or 16 bits, or it uses Unicode format. Are you clear this? Okay, now here clearly understand again the classification. Now see here, input stream can be what? Byte stream, or it can be character stream. Again output stream can be what? Byte stream, or it can be character stream. Are you clear this classification? Continue. One second, the power has gone. I'll just switch on the UPS. Okay, so this is the classification. I'll just show you the corrected diagram also. Second, just let the power come off. खिड़की Yeah, meanwhile we have got the corrected diagram also. See this is the diagram. Shall I clear all this now? So are you clear with this diagram now? If you get this diagram, it's all about using what now? Libraries. If you get this diagram, it's all about using library. What I'll be showing? I'll be showing you how to read from keyboard, and I'll be showing you how to write to the console, monitor. Then what I'll be showing? I'll be showing you how to read from keyboard, how to write it to file. Okay, so I'll be showing you, we'll be working with keyboard and file and all that. But we'll not be working with socket right now. Socket we'll see later. Clear? So keyboard I'll read and print it to monitor, or I can read from a file also, and I can write it to what? Either a monitor or a file. Like that. Any input output operation you want, you can do it. But how will you be doing it? By using what? The classes present in IO package. The permutation and combination is in your hand now. What input device and what output device you want, you can decide. So let's see how you do it. Now see this. Again, the classification what we have done. We can divide the streams into what? Two types based on the operations they perform. Input stream and output stream. What is input stream now? It's a logical connection between a Java program and input device. What is output stream? It's a logical connection between a Java program and output device. Finally, again we can divide the streams into two types based on the data they carry. What are they? Byte streams and character streams. Just now I wrote it on the board for you. Yeah. Now see this clearly. Now Java, how it is organizing the library. You understand that now? How it organizes the library. So there are plenty of classes now. Some which will do what? Input operation. Some which will do what? Output operation. But some classes are doing input operation in the form of bytes. Some classes are doing input operation in the form of characters. Okay. Some are doing in the form of bytes, some are doing in the form of characters. Again, some classes are there which will do input operation in the form of output operation. Output operation in the form of bytes, and some will do output operation in the form of characters. Now how do you remember all this? How do you classify that? Java is brilliantly doing it. So what it has done is, see this, the classification stream is the heading it is. So there are something called as byte oriented streams, and there is something called as character oriented streams. And you know byte oriented stream will do what? It uses ASCII format or 8-bit format. Their unique character streams use what? Unicode format or 16-bit format. And remember, this character streams, they support what? Internationalization. So in real world applications, we use what? Character stream only. In real world applications. Okay. Right now, till now we are using what? Byte stream only. I will explain you where we are using byte stream. In SOP, now we are using what? Byte stream. But later on in real world applications, we will start using character oriented stream. Now, what Java is doing is, see, to support byte oriented stream, there are two main super classes, and these are abstract class. Okay, it has got These are two abstract classes. Input stream is an abstract class, output stream is an abstract class. Similarly, to support character oriented stream, there are two classes called as what? Reader and writer. So again, they are also abstract classes. You have got plenty of subclass implementation now. Means for one device, there is one class now. Very simple. If you want to read from a file, there is a class. Okay. Now see, file input stream. Example I am taking. If I want to read from a file input stream, what will happen? It will read the data from the file in the form of bytes. File reader, what it will do? It will read the data from the file in the form of characters. Very simple. File output stream, what it will do? It will write to the file in the form of bytes. Okay, file writer, what it will do? It will write to the file in the form of characters. Like that, when you look at the class name only, it will clearly tell you how and what it will do. Means what is the device it will be using, and as well as what operation it will perform. And you can see the Java library. So these are the main super classes, input stream and output stream. All your classes will be extending these only. Okay, remember that, which one, depending on what operation they do and all. See the library now. I'll go to Google. See, this is how you actually learn libraries. Yeah, you can go to the docs, documents. You mean I let it load? Yeah, now let's see what is byte stream. Byte stream, difference between byte stream and character stream is a very important interview question. It reads and writes the data in the form of bytes and it uses ASCII format. And the Java.input is the superclass of all IO bytes, input byte streams. And Java.io.output stream is a superclass of all output byte streams. Similarly, character stream, it reads and writes data in the form of character. It uses a Unicode format, that's 16 bits, and it supports I18N. I18N means internationalization. In industry, shortcut for internationalization is I18N, because between I and N there are 18 characters. So they use shortcut, like you SMS na, great, GR8, correct na? So like that they also have used shortcuts. So that's one, remember I18N, and there is one more, okay, it supports I18N. Now Java.io.reader is the superclass for all input character streams. Java.io.writer is the superclass for what? All character streams. So let's see the library now. So it's showing you all the, this is the, which one now? These are the different interfaces present in what? Or click here, frames, better. Frames, now click here. Java.io you go now. We are shifting now, which package? IO package. It will show you all the classes and interfaces present in what? IO package. These many interfaces are there, these many classes are there. And look, buffered input stream means it will do the input operation in the form of bytes. Buffered output stream, it will do the output operation in the form of bytes. So the name itself will suggest you very clearly. So that's how they have organized it. And as you go on using these classes, you'll automatically start understanding now what it will do, what it will not do now. So it's all about what now? Learning the library. So for learning, what you should do? Code. The more you code, more you'll understand now. So you have to start using the built-in classes. So that's how you start learning the library. Now buffered reader, what it will do? It will do the read operation, but in the form of characters. Buffered writer, what it will do? It will do the output operation in the form of characters. Like that. Any class name you take, so neat and clean, it's organized. Clear? So reader, writer, input stream, output stream, like that they are organizing. So we are going to see some of the built-in classes now. Okay. And there are some more classes. You are using file not found exception, IO exception. They are also what? Class names, but they are present in what? IO package. Are you clear now? So this is how they organize the library. Very neat, clean. Okay. And there are so many libraries for you to study now. One by one we are studying. Clear this? Okay. Now let's understand first, before we proceed, what is System.out.prinltn. Till now you have used. Correct now? So let's see what it is now. Let's study that. Because one of the most important interview question. What is SOP? Explain. What is System.out.prinltn is one of your favorite interview question. If you open the which one? Document, I show you the doc. So in the class called as system, carefully observe, there is one variable. It is actually public static final print stream out. So obviously if it is final, where they should initialize, and that too static, there only they will initialize, is equal to new print stream. They will create the object. If you want, you go and see the source code, but don't bother too much now. But end of the day, what is out? Out is a variable of type print stream. Out is a variable of type print stream. And print stream, okay, is actually, now this is how it is done. System, leave it. This is one of the memory. You have seen other members of system. Which member? GC, exit and all. They were methods, but this is a variable present in class system. So we are seeing two things parallelly. One side we are seeing what? Class system. Other side we are seeing what? Class print stream. So print stream is has a relationship what? With system. Has a relationship. We have seen all this. So now class print stream, what it is doing is, it extends what? Obviously it has to extend what? Output stream. We know that every class is going to extend what? Either input stream or output stream or reader or writer. Any class, it depends now on the operation. If it is byte operation, they will be extending input stream or output stream. Again, depending on what operation they perform. So it's extending output stream. So output stream is on class. So after extending this class, it will override all the methods. It will override all the methods of what? Output stream. Plus extra methods it will have. So some of the extra methods what it is having are print is one method. Print ln is one method. So what are print and println? These are methods actually present in the class called as print stream. That's it, nothing more here. Okay, print and println are methods present in the class called as print stream. And what is print stream? What is out now? Out is a variable of type print stream. So if you do the output now, system dot out, I am accessing this one. Which one? Out variable. System dot out. How do you access a static memory? With dot operator. System dot out dot. It is initialized now. Already it's pointing to the object. So dot println. Hello world. That's it. So when you write hello world, what happens? It will do the output, but it will do it in the form of what? Byte stream. It is doing the output in the form of byte stream. Now this out, one more, see, it is an object of type print stream, agreed, but this out object is connected to what? You know, it connects, it creates one stream between what? Your program and console, monitor. So this object, when it gets created, now it will link between what? See, if this is your program, you are writing this in your program, so it will be doing the output to what? It will be doing the output to what? Means it creates an abstract stream now. One stream will be created, which we cannot see it, but that output stream will be created, linked with what? That output stream will be linked with your console or monitor. That's how it works. Are you clear with this? So if you want more explanation, it's there in the document. You can see it now. Yeah? So this is how the system.out.println works, and whatever you are printing is writing in the form of what? Byte stream. But by the time it comes to the console, the byte stream will be converted into what? Characters, and it will display. You don't worry about that. Understood? So means hello world only will print, but data was carried in the form of bytes. Yeah? If you want, you can do the output in the form of what? Characters also. I'll show you how to do it. For that I'll use what? Print writer. Okay, for that next I'll show you that. So for that we'll be using print writer. Are you clear with this? So first we'll see the explanation for what? Your famous system.out.println. See, within 2 minutes you understood what system.out.println. Reason is what? Java is strong, you can understand anything here. Your Java is weak, nothing you can understand. So println is a method now. Many overloaded methods are there. Println is having many overloaded methods. You can pass int, you can pass float, you can pass string. We'll see that. Okay, so let's see this. First you see the document, then we'll come back to this. So explain system.out.println in Java. Shall I clear what I have written? See, this is your program. Just understand, this is your program, Java program. From your Java program, the output stream is written to the console. See, system is a predefined class which contains information about the system. Your computer system, it will contain what? We know we have worked with system class now, it encapsulates what? Information about your system. Fine, that is okay. Now, system.out is an object of type what? Print stream. Now exactly see here, notice what happens. It's an output stream. I told input, huh? Output only I told, no? Correct. It's an output stream which object which makes a connection between your program and the monitor. It will make the connection. You don't have to worry about it. So as soon as you say system.out.printltn, you've got a virtual connection established between your program and the monitor. All you have to do is use it now. And we are using it. Println is a method present in class print stream. It prints the value. As simple as this. Clear? So you know Java library becomes very easy for you. Now let's see, if you want print stream, I'll go there now. First we'll go to what? Library you see now. Now let's see how you browse it in the library. Java.io. Go to the IO package. I think we are already in the IO package, fine. I'll go to what? First we'll go to lang. First in lang, I'll go to what? First I'll go to lang. In lang what I should see? System. It's not working on the internet. I put it into what? It is there here. So, in local computer, I'm opening from the local computer. Java.lang. Anyways, you download it. We have given it to you. Java.lang. Here where? System. In system class. Okay. What is the field? Out. Out is of type what? Print stream, it is static. Click on print stream now. Like that you navigate. Print stream. Now what is print stream? It is a subclass of what? Some other class, leave it. But mainly it is subclass of what? Output stream. Now scroll down. These are the different constructors of print stream, but they are calling it. They are creating the object of which one? Print stream. See, they'll call it, they'll initialize it. Okay, then next, we are calling what? Print or println method I can call. So you can see here. Println, what does it do? See, there are so many print methods are also there, but print will print and retain the which one? Cursor in the same line, but println will move the cursor to next line. So many println methods are there. See here, I can pass boolean, I can pass char, I can pass double, I can pass float, I can pass int. Int I is equal to 10. SOP I we print now. So println is what? Overloaded method. Println is an overloaded method present in class print string. That's it. Okay, you are told now many times. Int I is equal to 10. SOP I means what? Passing int value. String S is equal to hello. SOP S. SOP S. What is S now? String. That's it. Okay, if I want, I can say double D is equal to 10.5. SOP D. Double. So println is what? An overloaded method present in class print string, and I can send any arguments to it. Means int, string, anything, and it will print it to what? The console. Okay. So prints an integer and then terminates the line. Println you have used. See this. Prints a string and terminates the line. This you have used extensively. Value of something like this. Prints the string and terminates the line. You have seen plenty of examples on that. Now you want me to type and show? I'll show you. Yeah. Okay. So now see, for working with input output, what I'll do, again, we'll create a new workspace now. Clear? We'll create a new workspace. Eclipse examples, August 2013, your name, Java examples, core Java, yes. What will I do? New folder, IO package. So here what we'll do? We'll open Eclipse now. Clear? Open a new one. So always organize, otherwise you'll find confusing tomorrow. Paste it, first time when I open, what happens? I'll type and show you SOP if you want to see this. First time metadata will be created, always open where metadata is present. Understood? You should know how to use Eclipse now. So metadata gets created automatically. First time it will be a bit slow, next time you open in that workspace it will be fast. Shift to Java mode. Close all this. These are unwanted, not required. New Java project, you can say 01 input output programs. IO programs. Yeah. So you can create a simple package you create like com.cluster. Always try to give package names. Don't put it into the default package. It's the wrong style of coding. Tomorrow when we'll start using packages extensively, it will become helpful to you there. So now new class print stream demo. Any class you do like this. Next static void main, fine. You've seen plenty of examples, only you have not analyzed it. Now we are analyzing it step by step, what it is. See now, int I is equal to 10. Yes or no? What will I do now? Sys out. I means what value I am passing? Int value, no? It's an overloaded method. It compiles. It's compiling. If you send wrong values, it will give error. So it's compiling. Now see string yes is equal to hello. Again I'll say what? Sys out of yes. Then next. See how you are using the library? I passed on int, I passed on string, I passed on double. Okay. You are seeing the output. It is compiling now and giving you the output. Nothing difference. And if I do appending, something like this. Of I is plus I. So finally this whole thing will be converted into what? String and sent. That's how you are getting the output. Okay, but in CA, while learning Java we'll use SOP. I'm telling you. When we start developing applications, SOP will be gone. We'll be using a different way. Because here when you use SOP it will be printing to what? Your console, and it is giving you text-based output. Today nobody is interested in what? Text-based output. You always see graphical outputs, no? That kind of an output we want. Gradually you will see how to get that output. Understood? First you understand this output, then you will understand how to get those kind of output. Are you clear with this? But I am using library now. My interest was what? My intention was to print from program to console. What did I use? One library I used. So imagine, actually it's a big thing. If you want to print a value from a program to the output now, which one? Monitor, you have to write lot of coding. I am not writing lot of code, just blindly I am calling a method, yes or no. So in Java what we do? We don't write any logic, we just keep on calling methods. So this method is having what? One virtual connection between your program and the monitor and does the output. Are you clear? Any questions? No? Okay. So see now, but print stream means System.out.prinltn is doing the output in the form of bytes. But I want to do the output in the form of characters. Fine. So for that there is one more class called as print writer. So I'll show you how to use print writer. Okay. But before I proceed, one more second. See, now system class is present where in lang package. I did not import. But in class system they have imported what? A print stream they have imported. If you want, you can see the source code. We have no lab purpose, SRC. Don't go enough, but just for your curiosity purpose, I show how they do importing and all that. In lang, you got what? System. So they are importing what? Java.io.star means so many classes they are importing. We are not importing it. Just I am showing you how that means that they will import into this class. This class is imported into directly your program. But any other class if I use in IO package now, directly I have to import it. Understand how they write code? Okay. Go through that, println and all that. If you want, you can go through all that. But just forget it. See here, we have what? Class system out is equal to something they have done. They'll initialize it. See, this is one variable. Somewhere they'll initialize it. There it is null. Later on they'll initialize it. Don't bother. That's their source code now. Fine. So this is done. So now let's see how to do the input output in the form of what? Characters. So for doing input output in the form of characters, we use something called as print writer. So let's see how to create print writer. I'll directly show you. New class. Okay, I'll just name this 1 second. Print writer F2. If you want to see, name this file. Don't change the name of the file here. Understood? It will give you error. Because this is a class which contains main method. If you want to change, where will you change it? Here you have to change. In one file, if there is one class, no, change the name here. If one file, if there is one class, change it here like this. Fine, it will ask you, say finish. So fine, next, that's the first program. Next we'll see what? New class print writer demo. So this will do the output in the form of what? Character string. So let's see how to use this. So we have to refer to the API again. So print writer you want to use, go to IO. Now see there, classes, what it tells, print writer, click print writer. So it extends what? Writer. Okay. A writer is a leave writer now, but it's extending what? Writer. So it will do the output now in the form of what? Characters. So it will give full story here. You can go through that. And one of the constructor, there are many constructors. I'll be using a constructor. This constructor I'll use now. There are many overloaded constructors. So it's all about what? Creating objects, calling method. And remember, I had shown you an example long back. To create an object of one class, sometimes you need an object of another class. You remember that program? To create an object of A, I was needing an object of B. To create an object of B, I was needing an object of C. Remember that? That will come very helpful now. See, to create an object of print writer, what do I need? An object of type output stream. Output stream is what? Superclass. Output stream is the superclass. Okay. So it's a superclass of all the stream classes, output stream classes. So what I'll do, I cannot create an object of what? Output stream, because it's an abstract class. So the parameters of type what now? Click here. Output stream is what? See, it's an abstract class. But you have to send an argument of type what? Abstract class now. So which I can't do. So what will I do? You can create an object of any subclass implementation. I've shown you how to send abstract class as an argument. All that will come handy here. So now you see how important Java becomes to use the library. Java.io. Which one we are going? Print writer. You are done. Extends writer. So I'll use this constructor. See now, very simple. I'll use this. And now see this. Print writer. Control space. Okay, print writer. I want from java.io, no? Press enter. It will only import. See there? So all the classes have to be imported. Variable name you can give. Okay. A writer is equal to new. So these are the different constructors. I'll use which one? This one. So one of the object I have to pass is what? An object of type output stream. So I want to print to the console now. So what I'll use? I'll use System.out only. So out is an object of type what? Output stream. Print stream. Out is an object of type print stream, but print stream is a subclass of output stream. So I can pass a subclass implementation. And auto flush means it's a boolean value. You have to either pass true or false. It's a boolean value. So I'm passing true means as soon as it prints now, it will do what? It will flush. It will flush. Understood? So true means it will flush, else it will not flush. Now see this. String yes is equal to same things. We'll see how to do the output. What we had now. I was doing with SOP now. Int I. Same output we'll do here. What are the other values? Double and string. No, is double, no? Okay. So now I will print it here, writer. So now again understand, in print writer also there are method. Which method? Print and println methods. So actually remember, print and println are methods present in two classes. Which are they? Print stream and print writer. Very important interview question. Okay. Print in input output, if you get a question, it would be what? What is println? Okay. If you are saying what is System.out.prinltn, println is a method present in print stream. Understood? But if they generally ask you what is println, it's a method present in two classes. One is print writer class, other one is print stream class. So I'm using that now. Writer dot p print. Again it's overloaded. See there? Same, it is overloaded. Print. Which one I'll use? Println I can use. And I'll pass what? You can pass anything here. I have to pass int value. Fine. Writer dot println what? I can pass. Similarly I can pass all the things. So it will do the output. But this time it will do the output in the form of what? Characters. That's it. Same. Data will be carried in the form of characters. That's it. So if I say true, it will flush, else it will not flush. But this time, I am printing only one. Na? Okay. Why? Okay, it's printing all the values. Are you clear? Use println, it will print. Are you clear this? Clear? So it's doing the output in the form of characters. And understanding how you are sending arguments now? Instead of I creating a new object, I'll use the existing object which is there now. System.out. Out is a reference value now. I'm giving it. That's it. Are you clear? Clear this? Any questions? Now if I make it as false, what happens? It's all about using library now, and slowly you'll get adjusted now. It will not flush. So true means it will automatically flush. False means it will not flush. That's it. Clear? Any questions? Okay. So till now we saw how to do the output from where? Program to monitor, console. But now we will see how to do the input from where? We'll get the input from keyboard to program, which is what you have waited throughout your Java course. Yes or no? How to do the input from what? Keyboard into Java program. So you should cheer up today. Yes or no? Finally, your program has come. But problem is, let me see how many of you will understand that. See, generally for doing input now, we use this buffered reader class. You have used it. Buffered reader is on class. If you see the constructor of this, okay, buffered is a class which I can use now. But if you see the constructor of this, the constructor of buffered reader tells you have to pass an argument of type what? Reader. But problem is you cannot see now. To create an object of buffered reader, what I should do first? Reader R is equal to new reader I have to create. Yes or no? But reader is an abstract class. How will you create? So this becomes error. So finally means I can create an object of what? Any subclass now. It's an abstract class means I can create an object of which one? Subclass. So that is when we start using one class called as input stream reader ISR is equal to new input stream reader. Now I am creating an object of this because it's a subclass of reader, and I can pass it as an argument. But this object, this constructor needs an object of type what you know? Input stream. I show you the constructors. Okay. So to create, what will I do? I will start using system.in now. So what is in? In is an object of type input stream, and this is going to connect. Means you are going to get a stream now, which will be connected between your program and keyboard. So out is a stream which is connected between your program and console. In is an object or it's a stream which is connected between your keyboard and program. So when it will read, it reads it in the form of what? Byte stream. It is reading it in bytes. So it will reads the data in the form of what? Reads data in bytes or bits. It reads data in the form of bytes. Data in 8-bit format. It will read it. Now see, anyway, I am passing it here. So again, what will input stream reader? You do not. Its input stream reader is doing nothing. It will convert that 8-bit into what? 16-bit. That's it. So it will convert it into 16-bit format. So once it is converted, all you will do is what? Now see here. Buffered reader BR is equal to new buffered reader. I can pass this object now. Which object? It's a subclass of what? Read. I can pass it. Now it is ready. BR dot read line. What it will do? Start reading from the keyboard. Return type of this is string. So whatever you read from keyboard, you'll be getting it as what? String. That you have to convert now, depending on your type. Okay, if you want, you can convert it to what? Int, float, double. How will you do it? By using wrapper classes. Integer.parseInt. So now we are going to get the values into our program now. Okay, are you clear with this? Okay. So instead of writing these many lines, generally we write it in a single line. See this. You don't have to write it into so many lines now. Buffered reader BR is equal to new buffered reader of new input stream reader system.in, and she created an object now. CC is equal to new C of new B, new A. Now see, all the programs are coming handy for you. Simple. Why do you want to write so many lines? Means first you do this, then you do this, then you means why do you want to write two lines? This one line, this line. Why do you want to do it? Instead of that, you can do all in a single line. But remember, this is error. You can't do it because it's an abstract class. So what is happening here? See, first system.in. It will create on object, input object, or it will create an input stream between keyboard and your program. Keyboard and your program. If this is your program, and this is a keyboard, so one stream will be created now. So that input stream will read in what? 8 bits. It means it will read it in the bit format or in ASCII format. It will read it in ASCII format. And now who is doing this? System.in will do it. Means in object. Input stream object will do that. Now this 8-bit format will be converted into what? 16-bit. Who will do that? Input stream reader. 16-bit format or Unicode. Are you understanding the diagram now? Sorry. And it will be given to buffered reader. Now what will buffered reader do? It will just read the value. So input stream reader is just a mediator which converts what? 8-bit to 16-bit. More than that, nothing else. Are you clear? It's just a mediator. And you don't bother too much about all this. You want to read the value now. What do you do? That's all abstraction now. How they write code, what they are doing, why are you bothered? So top level we discuss. End of the day, you want input value now. Just write this one line and start telling what? BR dot read line. That is what Java says. How it works, don't bother. It is what? Abstraction. Now understand what is abstraction. Understood? So one stream will be created, data is carried. How it is happening, why it is happening, why are you bothered about all that? All that coding has been written by whom now? Java people. So you don't have to literally worry about anything here. If you want to do something, create object, call method. Create object, call method. Create object, call method. Pass the correct argument. That is what I have been teaching you from day one in Java. What? calling method, sending argument, accepting return type. Same continues here also. So that is why I was insisting so much on what? Java programming. I had shown you all the arguments to be sent. I had shown you how to send primitives, user defined types, abstract classes, interfaces. That was the reason, so that using the library for you will become very easy. Now see this, I'll just call br.readLine. It's a method now. In what? Buffered reader. Return type of this method is what? String. You got the value now. Now how it has come, why are you bothered? Use the value now. That's it. Understood? So I'll write on simple program now to read from keyboard and do addition of two numbers and print the result. One simple program I'll write. I'll show you how to read from keyboard, do the addition of two numbers and do the output. See, we have done this in command line arguments also. See, there's a difference between command line argument and this one now, input output. In command line argument, you provide the value before, understand the point. In command line arguments, you provide the value before the program starts execution. In input output, we provide the value after the program starts execution. You understand now? That's the difference between command line and input output. So in command line, we give the values before the program starts execution. Here in input output, we provide the values after the program starts execution. So let's see how to do this now. So it's going to be very simple now. Further, it's all about how to use the libraries. It takes some time. Okay, I'm showing you, putting you all directly on net, and you go to Bal Guru Swami book or complete reference any book. What are they teaching you? Same story now. Create the object, call the method. Create the object, call the method. I am also teaching you the same story. Only it takes time for you to get a grip of it. That's it. So Java is going to be damn easy now. Understood? Damn easy. What you want, you tell. For that, logic is there where now? Method. That method is there in which class? That class is there in which package? Start using. Create object, bring it into existence, start using. So such a huge subject, you are writing it in what now? Single line now. Are you following now? So I'll write a simple Java program now where I'm going to read two values from the keyboard, do the addition, and provide the result. Okay, this was the program, second program now, print writer. I'll rename it to 2. So you'll understand which one happened first, which one happened second. Clear? Give the file names properly, else you'll not understand anything. You'll have to go in order. So that's why I'm showing you how to type. See, if you tell you have learnt Java without coding, I'll never agree. Remember that. And that is the first mistake of your life. You have done engineering and telling what? You know Java. I'll never agree you'll know Java. Because why? In college you are not coded. I know that very well. As simple as this. Anybody tells they have learned Java without coding, it's rubbish. They cannot learn Java without coding. It's highly mandatory to learn Java by coding itself. So now see how you get the errors, how I debug. See this now. Buffered, reader, demo. It's simple, but see the errors how you get and how you debug it. So first, as I told you, we look into this one now. See, okay, this is in internet. Anyway, we will go to IO package. In IO package, I was talking about buffered reader now. A buffered reader click. So now what happens? See, these are the two constructors of buffered reader. It says I need an object of type reader. But reader, if you click, it's an abstract class. So I cannot create an object of this. So I can create any subclass object. So what I'll do, I'll decide to create an input stream reader object. Okay, so very simple now. So I'll write it in single line, you understand now? So see this. Buffered, control space you type, buffered reader. Scroll down. This is the class you want now. Pick which class you want. IO package now. So pick that. It will import also. You don't have to worry. Okay. You can give a variable name is equal to new. See this. Buffered reader. So it needs an object of type what? Input stream reader. New. Input stream reader. I'll use this constructor of new input stream, and the argument what it requires is System.in. Understanding now how you code? Or if you want, you can write it in single line. Sorry, this is single line. I'll write like this. Otherwise, see, this is one option, and this is the best. We prefer like this itself. Otherwise, I can write input stream reader ISR is equal to new so it gives an error because I am not passing any arguments. Understood now? So what I should pass? System.in. So done. See, in is a static final variable. Directly I can access it. Fine. After creating this object, then I can do what? Buffered reader BR is equal to new buffered reader. What argument I'll pass? Yes. So you can write it in 2 lines. That's your wish. So, but we prefer, you should know when to use shortcuts, when to use this. Okay, anyway, this is one way, this is the other way. Straight away start doing what now? Reading the values. First I'll ask the user to give the value. Please enter value. I'll use SOP only. If you want, you can use SOP or print writer you can use. I'll use print. It's easy for us. For simple Java programming you can use SOP only. I'll write, please enter a value. So user will give now. So here see, I told you input output what happens, values are given after the program starts execution. So I'll say reader dot, see there are so many methods. I'll pick now which method. I'll pick is read line. I'll pick this method. So you should know which method to use. That is the this one here, NAC means which method to use when. There are so many methods. So gradually when you go on using, you will understand. So I'm teaching you the most important methods. And what happens as you go on coding, you will only use more methods. That time you will only understand which method to use when. That's how you start picking now. I'll use read line. What was the return type? String. String, yes. I'll take it as S1. Fine. So, but see, it's giving me an error now. Why it gives an error? How will you solve this? You resolve this now. You tell now you get error. Now tell now why you are getting error. Carefully notice, read line, what it does. Reads a line, all that is okay. It returns what? A string, and it throws what? IO exception. That is a problem. So you are calling that method. There's a possible chance of an exception which might occur. And the IO exception is what? Checked exception. So you are calling readline method. From that method, it is coming to you. What will you do now? Either you decide to write try catch, or you decide to write throws. Understood how you program now? Understood? You are see, and if you want, it's see, or you can go in the Google also. Sorry, in the, this one also you see now. Java.io print writer now. Sorry, which one? Buffered reader. Click. So we are in read line. See, this is the method we are using. Return type is string. Reads a line of text. What it does, it's telling. Click. What it throws? IO exception. Understanding how to use the library? Understood? It throws IO exception. So do not by heart anything here. I'm telling you, relax and code. Comfortably relax and code. Java is very easy. Understood? Unnecessarily you are trying to by heart like C program and all that. There's no use there. Thousands of classes are there. Thousands of methods are there. How many will by heart? Understood? So use it simple. So it throws. So it's going to throw. But it's a checked exception. One option is, see this, throws. But you know what happens? Main method will terminate. So your wish. Throws IO exception. It is importing. See, the IO exception is a class. Either this or you write it in try catch. Understood? So, okay. So what I'll do? 1 second. Okay, see now, it's a resource. Buffered reader is what? A resource. See how you use the resources now. So buffered reader, fine. So now it's subject to exception. What will I do? I'll put this in try now. See here, you click here, right click. Quick fix, you ask. It will only suggest surround with try catch. Press enter, it will only put the code into what? Try catch. Which exception? IO exception. It is only doing it. Oh, Eclipse. So that's the feature of Eclipse. You should know how to use Eclipse for coding now. Simply I know Eclipse means it's not a thing now. Now see, actually Eclipse is coming into picture. So I'll read it. It's a very simple program, but you should not have the knack of doing it now. So once I read it, sorry, this will go first now. Please enter value. After that, what will you do? After this, what will you do? Huh? You have to convert string into what? Int. So int x is equal to integer dot parse int of s1. Correct? Huh? Here it throws an exception, but which one? Unchecked exception. Number format exception. So it will not tell you. So you decide whether, but if you see the document will be telling you what it tells. You got a lang package, integer, parse int. So I'm just showing you how to use the library. Click this. It's static, it's public, and it throws number format. But number format is what? Click unchecked exception. So it will not give the error. So if you want, you write try catch, else don't write. But if you, supposingly if error occurs, it will come to your method. Again, your method is not handling. Where it will go? To the caller. Who is the caller? Program will terminate now. So that's the difference between checked and unchecked. You go on using it, you will start understanding now. Clear? So checked exceptions will force you to try catch. Unchecked exceptions will never force you to try catch. That's the major difference. Okay. So anyway, so if at all it happens, be ready now. Okay, program might terminate, or better you catch it here itself. See, don't bother about fixing the errors right now. Don't bother about how do you catch and fix the error. That you leave now. Fixing errors, I'll be showing you an application directly. Just learn to catch the errors, or just learn to catch the errors. That's it. And see to that your program doesn't terminate. Fine? So fine, you're doing it. Next, what will I do? String s2 is equal to what? Reader dot read line. Integer dot, s2. What is the value I'll get? I store it in y. Yes. See, if you are interested, you write catch number format exception. It's better you write it catch what? Getting it now? Because that method is also throwing an exception. Fine. This is done. So once you do it, next you have to do the addition. So 1 second, please enter a value. Please enter a first value. After he enters, next you will tell him to what? Please enter second value. Once this is done, you can now see int z is equal to x plus y. Do the addition. Once it is done, next what will you do? Sys out val of x is plus x. Like that you can print all the values. If you want, you print all the values, or you print only z value. So if an exception occurs, you will catch it. But all this is fine. But you have to close the resource now. Yes or no? So that is when, instead of closing the resource here when I am working now, I might get the exception anywhere. Here I opened the resource now. See, I opened the resource here. But after using the resource, I have to close. Anywhere the problem can occur. So I am catching it. But resource has to be closed now. So when you are using resources, problems will occur. Understood? So that is why we have to close it. So instead of closing in try block, in the next catch, what will I do? Now see, exception handling at its best. Finally, what I will close? br dot what? sorry, reader, no? Yeah, reader. So declare it outside try, else you'll start getting error. It will become local variable. So reader dot what? Close is the method. Finished. Again it's giving an exception. Why? Go and say. It close method also throws what? IO exception. Understood? So I have to write this throws also means this IO close also in what? Try catch now. I have to write this close also in try catch. It's also what? Checked exception. So surround with try catch. So now what you are understanding? In finally also sometimes we write what? Try catch. Are you following now? This is called as nested. So this is how it goes on. So close method, you have to close it here now. Are you clear? Are you clear with the program? Any questions? You understood why I used try, why I used catch, why I used finally? So now see we are working with built-in things. Sysout, inside, IO exception. If you want to print, your wish. Inside number exception. Anything you want you print, that's your wish. Don't bother about fixing the problem. So I'll run the program now. Program is ready now. Any questions? Very simple program. Only we are seeing what here? More exception handling. One side we are seeing input output. Other side we are seeing learning what? Exception handling also. So parallelly, and other side we are learning what? Eclipse. So this much of things will come into picture now. Okay, see I'll run the program now. Right click, run as Java application. Please enter first value. Now click your mouse here. Keep your mouse there. Click it. Okay, sorry. See I didn't provide a value. So that's when what happened? Exception occurred. It got terminated. By finally it gets executed. Understood? If you want to put on statement in finally. Understood? You put on statement inside finally. SOP inside finally. It will execute. Means whether an exception occurs or not. What is happening? Yes, that's very good now. Okay, fine. You put more statements. What now? SOP inside try. See, okay. Put your mouse here. Just enter 12. It will show in this color. Plus enter. Now it will ask. Please enter second value. Continue giving the value. 13. Press enter. What happened? It got executed. It got converted in string to int. It did the addition and now finally is getting executed. Means your buffered reader means your resource which was open got closed now. Excellent now. What Java is telling? Unimaginable. Understood? So this is how you have to use the library now. Any questions here? So get this output. Okay, generally I'll show you one more way how you get this output. In other places, how they show the same output. Okay, they'll do it in such a simple way. See this. Buffered reader. Okay. They'll not explain you in this way at all. See, I will show you how they show in other places. Other institute or wherever you want to go. Head and tail they'll not teach you. I'll name it as 4 and I'll give one comment here. What? Can you guess? Other institute program. Nothing they'll do. See this is how they teach. And that's why Java will get over in what? Huh? 1 month what? 15 days only you can finish if you want. Output, 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 output. Write a program, they'll tell no try, no catch. They'll not even teach you exception handling. Okay. So here the problem is coming now. What they'll do? Throws. What? Over. Sorry, throws IO exception. Over, that's it. The program will execute now also. You want me to teach like this, sir? If you want to take that route, it is good. But it's a bit hard. You have seen input output in many places. This is how you have seen. Understood now? But actually the real way of coding is that I put the title only. What? Other institute program. Any exception occurs, goes outside. But catching, finally, how they are important. If I had shown you this 5 minutes, I would have completed the program now. You understood why it will take time now? Understand? Code. I'm actually teaching you how to code now, step by step. Clear? Any questions? This will run. Okay, if you want me to see the output you want. Okay, see. Run as Java application. See, same output. 11. Enter. 15 or 12 again. No problem. Enter. It is getting the output. Because you always depend on what? Abba. Output came. That way I'll never learn Java. Understood? That way I'll never learn Java. This is the way actually you learn Java. How to use editor for coding, how actually you write the code, how you use the library. Step by step I'm showing you. And if you get the grip of this, it's all about using the methods in the library now. It's going to be very easy programming. You have seen the classes in lang package, now you're going to see the classes in IO package. Now next class, what you'll be seeing? How to read from file, how to write to other file. 2 lines over. Read, write, over. One method you'll call read, it will read from the file. Write, other method, over, it will write to other file. What big logic you are writing here? You should know how to use the library. So that logic is there in which method you should understand. Clear? So, but you have doubts. You know what are your doubts? Silly doubts. Because you are not coded all the while. Because you are not coded and you went on only with what? Class, you are getting these problems. So you keep coding now, you'll never get errors. So the answer to all your errors, I'm telling you very clearly, is further classes or coding. Only 2 answers. All your doubts will start getting resolved. The next class, still more resolved. Next class, still more resolved. That's one way. One thing you already know it. Other way, how to understand the errors or how to debug coding. So completely learning coding is in your hands now. Errors you should not get. It's high time you start getting errors now. Are you following now? You should not get errors. I'm showing you clearly how to code now, step by step. Clear? So understand how to use the video. Simply seeing video, I will type, I will show. Fine, you are happy. But the same you try to get. Understood? So in video, everything looks very fine. Easy output. Because why I am coding and showing you now? Nobody will show you like this. Understood? So do all this. It will become very helpful to you. And when you go to industry, nobody will come to debug for that red error. Okay? And you'll be writing how many code now? Lines of code per day. Think. Those many lines of code you have to write per day. Around 500 to 1000 or 2000, it depends. But without error. Understood? So these many things are there. It is pretty easy only if you do hard work. So I would always tell to learn Java what? Intelligence is not required. Hard work is required. To call on method you need 90%. To call on method you should be from computer science background. To call on method what is required now? Basic common sense. So all you require in Java for coding is what? Basic common sense, which you lack. And that's what I am training you. What I am training you? Common sense. How to call that method, how to accept the return type, how to process that. That's what I am teaching you. Unbelievable it is. Java. To that extent they are reduced. Still more features of Java I show you. Unbelievable it is. Clear? Okay, that's it. Any questions you are having? Ask. No questions? That's it.